Hey everybody, it's Brenda with Foxy's Creations. This is my craft room walkthrough, finally. I keep telling y'all we're going to have that. Now we're going to. The wall that you're looking at right here is going to be where my husband's going to hang a shelf that he's making. And it's going to be the final shelf that we get in here. We're going to pan slowly around. There's my desk. Wire rack next to my desk. We're going to go over all this individually. I'm just trying to get to where I can focus on. Here we go. So there's the door we came in right there. There's our mascot, Miss Muffets, so y'all can see how tall she's really not. So right there we have a shelving unit that has on it a set of drawers from Walmart. The bottom drawer has some extra things in it, like an extra pasta machine, some extra clay tools, and that kind of thing. This drawer has in it bags for journals, the larger bags, that kind of thing, larger doilies, file folders, things like that I've gotten in Happy Mail. That's in that drawer. My organza bags are also in there that I ship in. This drawer here, that drawer has in it polymer clay cutters and molds. The drawer above it has in it polymer clay cutters, molds, the clear fixative for polymer clay, and that thing. So it's a lot of polymer clay stuff. Then we have, next to that, my paper towels, which hang from an S-hook. Behind those are my beading stackable storage for all my little beady things, my beading tools. And then there's my Roly cart, and that's got stuff on it for me to be cutting apart, things I could work on in the living room while watching TV with hubby. I can just roll it out there and roll it back. Shelf above the drawers we have magazine images are there. That's that bin. This bin is all things stickers. This is little tiny card stock pads or little paper pads. Up here, this is the little cardstock pack I got from the thrift store. This is my clear stamps. Next to the clear stamps, I'm letting the phone focus again. Right here, unfinished projects that need to be finished. This is all little tiny cutout stuff to make paper clips with. Above that, the blue bin on the corner is stuff for Christmas in July. It's all the ribbons and stuff that I pulled for that because it starts tomorrow. There's the sewing machine, a little fairy in a jar that I made. Pick-a-sticks are behind that. Books to alter. That flowered container has papers and stuff in it, organized to go. That's actually a project box for upcoming projects that I want to make. Things are stored in clear plastic gallon-size Ziploc bags. Over here are the 3-ring binder notebooks. I've got one from Mr. Food. I've got one with Wildlife, and I've got a bigger one that I'm storing dies in. That's what those are. Next to that, when I find the camera, whoa, right there in that box is, it's got mini spools in it. It's got a puzzle from Dollar Tree. It's got Scrabble tiles and wooden eggs. This is Christmas embellishments. And those 3 little bins on top of that are polymer clay tiles. On the very top shelf, let me tilt the phone, ignore the little holes in the wall where hubby had to pull the wires through when he was doing the electrical. In the black bin is my mailers, what I mail stuff out in. Next to that is a book that I folded to store ephemera in. Those 2 bins, the top one is flowers. The next one below that is miscellaneous crafting items. That is fabric in the big, tall bin. My 2 hole punches. That box is also fabric. Those 2 are my painty papers, ATC sized and full size painty papers, I might add. Okay. Over here, next to where I'm sitting, the scan and cut machine. It's on a sewing machine. And then above it is my polymer clay items stored. Let me stand up and turn around. My polymer clay items are in one of those little storage bins. One of the altar boxes, pink bubble wrap and that kind of thing. We're going to turn slowly back around. Okay. Back up to the top. So that bin next to the black bin has in it zipper bags. Those are empties for me to put stuff in. I can grow a little bit. Those are Happy Meal, stuff for me to send in Happy Meals and giveaways. A Big's die that won't fit anywhere else. And then we have paper. Different paper pads and different loose papers and that kind of thing. And then this is all, that's cardstock there from Michael's. 110-pound card, 32-pound paper. Then we have the printer. And this drawer is color pencils, magic markers, ink for the printer, jelly plate. Down here is paper. It starts out with 20-pound, 24-pound color, 24-pound white. That's fabric. And the door over there is stamps. Rarely used stamps. And this door is more fabric. Up here, Christmas and July fabrics that I pulled out to use for Christmassy stuff while we're working this week. This is my napkin collection, which has grown. This is just a bin of different tools and things I may need. Stuff for sale in Zibbet. Other stamps, it's more like flowers and stuff. Like if you're making a card when you send a Happy Mail out, that's what those stamps are. This is my lace. Well, not lace, that's ribbon and threads and those kind of things. Okay. And then here we have, that's a container of beads back there. These first 4 drawers are all jewelry that I have made. Before I started doing paper crafting, I was making jewelry. And there is both polymer clay jewelry and beaded jewelry in those. The 2 red drawers are my die cuts, or my dies, and my stencils. And then the bottom 4 are just miscellaneous different things. So we're just going to come around while we're down. The butter bowl is what I make baby wipes in. Those, I need to coffee dye the music paper. Empty bins for projects. My iCAD project box. Genevieve Designs notebook, which I need to move. That's my templates. This is giveaways. These are things that need to be done walkthroughs on so I can put them in the Zibbet store. At the bottom of this rack, we have Muffet's in her dog bed sleeping now that she's made her camera appearance. Envelopes, some book pages, parchment paper, wax paper, a cutter, foam tape, the container that has my needles and stuff in it, a blue hole punch, my bigger cutter, paper cutter, scoreboard, foam tape, the butterfly boxes, punches, you know, the hand punches that I rarely use. These are ink pads that I do use, but just not as often as the ones on my desk. Another container full of stamps. And these are more like your seasonal kind of stamps. Happy birthday, special occasion, those kind of things. Above that, flowers that I've made, an empty jar, scrap stuff back there to put on tags and whatnot. My rulers hang here from an S-hook with some scissors. There's more scissors there on an S-hook. We have these scissors here. On the scrap container is just some small cups for like when I make glitter and stuff. These are project bins right here. Glue gun hanging from an S-hook. Here is laces and ribbons that I edge my journals with. This is my roasting pan that has beads on it. Paper stackable that's overstacked, and those are papers that I can use to put on collages and that kind of things. There is a journal cover, and there's another journal cover. This has the glue sticks and my tools, my wire pliers and stuff in it. This is little mini stencils. These are all my notebooks I keep notes in. And over here is wire and thread. And then we're going to go up because we're back over here to that. So we're going to just go up. That first bin is projects that I've made. Also need to get listed on Etsy. Stuff I'm working on currently, like little mini journals and that kind of thing, where my hole punch and stapler live. My, what is that thing called? Crocodile lives between those. Over here, this is things like, what do you call these? Your embellishments. Seam binding, flat back pearl stuff, that kind of thing. That's where my double-sided tape lives. There's a light up there. I don't want to blind y'all, but that's one of the lights that's aimed at my desk. And then, so above that on that shelf, washi tapes, different little miscellaneous, beading mats and stuff are right there. And then those little blue containers have my, like, smaller doilies that I've cut out and that kind of thing. That's some miscellaneous beads, a beading tray with some little beads on it that I use more than, the beads I use the most. And then that just has miscellaneous findings in it for making jewelry. Up on top are things to alter, pretty much. And that's the very top shelf above the top of that. And then there's the light, don't want to blind you. And then I'm just going to, you may hear me rolling. So then, in the corner back here is little small things that I use to make on tags and that kind of thing. Some beads. That's what this tray is. It's what I pull, this bling and stuff from that I've had out that I may have had some smaller pieces left over. And they're here. That's where my computer lives. Above the computer, there's the heat gun on the side. Above the computer, we have a little 2 shelves. In these bins back here, these are little small pieces I have fussy cut out to put on tags and different things. Back over there are my mica powders and stuff. Up there is glue sticks for the glue gun. All my nail polishes, little flat back beady things, and more cutouts are in those containers. There. We're going to come around and start at the top up here. It's just miscellaneous beads. Nouveau, what is that called? The gold foiling stuff that's up there. A box, my last year's iCAD box. That box has Mrs. Cog stuff in it that I've cut out. More miscellaneous beady things. And my little domino book that I got in the domino swap. The author domino swap. There's my domino book. These drawers just have different beading things, metal embellishments, things like that I can use on journals. Also has flowers and stuff like that in them. Over here, this is where when y'all see me reaching for clamps, this is where I'm reaching. And all of this stuff is all, as you can see, it's labeled. I can read them. There's my charms and all that kind of thing. Flat metal embellishment, stuff I use on the covers. All of that's in here. Below that, first and foremost, coffee. Very important crafting item, your coffee or your tea. I have a little plate here which has E6000 on it, packing tape, 2 rolls of masking tape. And then we're back to this little tray here. Oops, the mouse. Nail file for if you need to sand something real fast. There that is. That bin back there has some Tim Holtz flowers in it, some tags, some time cards, and that kind of thing. Guest checks and time cards are there. Here's some things that I've altered. Let me move the coffee over. That's some things that I've altered to put into journals and whatnot. A bag of tickets. These are the cans that we made, the altered cans, and they have in them markers, cutters, pens. These are the cutters the punches I use the most. My little label maker, pencils, because you need pencils when you're crafting. Some more beads. These 3 little containers. This one has some beads in it, just some miscellaneous stuffs. And some tags. This one is our rusted paper clips and stuff. And then this one is just little teeny tiny embellishments that if you put them in anything else, they get sunk to the bottom and get lost. And then here's my little Nouveau drops and glitter paints. This jewelry right here is hanging off of the clamp. This is the arm of the clamp that clamps the camera. And then this is another clamp that clamps the tripod. And if you follow the tripod, there's my camera. So, we have on that shelf a pencil sharpener. This is my pokey tool, a brush, my crochet hooks, my little ball tools, those kind of things. These are different little embellishments in those. That is an X-Acto cutter or craft knife. This is the stamps I use the most. Stamps and texture sheets that I use the most. We're going to come down again. These are containers that have flowers in it. This one has little tiny things for making paper clips, little teeny tiny flat backs, little tiny glue books. These are tag stuff. It's blank tags and that kind of thing. Stuff to put on blank tags. That's what's in that bin. Then in front of that is all my glues and sprays. Well, not all my sprays, just the coffee spray because I use it the most. Different glues, business cards, alcohol. Okay, that is a Dollar Tree puzzle. Over here, that's the playing cards and stuff that we were doing that for the A to Z journal. When we did game pieces, they're in that little black bin. I got to put those up still. This is other cutters that other punches that I use. Over here, these are the inks that I use the most. And then above that on the shelf, we have this little tiny drawer unit full of little tiny embellishments for putting on pockets, tags, tickets, paper clip things. That's what that is. And those are paper clips up there. Little tiny shrunken things. On the shelf next to that is all my glitters and some beads. If we come around, there is glossy accents bottles, a bottle of perfume, because you always need to smell good. That box has finished paper clips in it, a bottle of glue back there. That is, I don't know, grommets, which are not called grommets in the crafting world. They're called eyelets. And these are my bulb pins. That is the rusted bulb pins. This is where I keep my 1-inch cutoffs for making paper clips. When it gets full, I can't save any more paper. These are a 2 stackable letter unit, which has just miscellaneous coffee dyed paper, bigger scrap pieces. That's where they go for me to make tags and stuff out of. My alcohol spray, my phone stand for me to keep, and my charger, and the inks that I use the very most. On the wall up here, you'll see that we have another set of those drawers that has polymer clay things in it that could go on journals, in journals. It also has some bigger flat back gems in it and that kind of thing. And at the top, we have some little tulip flowers. There's the other light going over my desk. Over there's my measuring cups and spoons for my resin, when I do resin. Miscellaneous beads in the corner, and just miscellaneous beady containers and that kind of thing. There, this is the closet, the only closet in our house. Okay, and then this is a rack that's designed to go between your washer and your dryer in your laundry room. But in my craft room, it holds my paint. My alcohol inks are down here. And then there's the gesso, more alcohol, fingernail polish remover, extra glue, all my sprays. And there's Miss Muffet in her doggy bed, because that's where she sleeps when we're doing live shows. So this just slides up under there. When hubby built the desk, he made sure that had plenty of room. Down here we have the big glue bottle, some paints in the Oops paint cans, Oops, the Goo Gone, and the homemade decoupage garbage can, because we have to have that in a craft room. And then we're back to the sewing machine, which has the Big Shot Plus on it. And then on that wall, that storage, those drawers are my polymer clay. So, guys, that is my walkthrough. That's out in my kitchen. It's a small house, guys. So, I think you all can see that way back over there. I think that's the drain rack. It is. That's the drain rack in the kitchen. And that's the cabinet. The hubby's in there on the other side of that wall sleeping. It's a small house. But that's my craft room, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the walkthrough. I'm going to spin us around slowly again at eye level. And if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a great evening. Bye.